Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for close to 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to talk about narcissism and evil. Narcissists are evil people. I can just bluntly say this, The basis of this video is that narcissists are evil. Evil occurs in people that can't feel empathy. And not being empathetic, not being able to feel empathy towards other people is a classic trait of narcissists. It's probably the number one thing that you're going to hear when you first learn about narcissism. Narcissists don't feel empathy. They don't care about anybody else. So narcissists are evil. When I say evil, when I say narcissist, they are completely interchangeable. They are the same thing. So if you come from a Judeo-Christian background, you'll know that Satan is evil. And he committed the first sin. The first sin was pride, right? So pride is an arrogant assumption of your own superiority. Satan decided that he wanted to be equal to or better than God. He did not want to be God's servant. He wanted to have his own kingdom. He wanted to rival God. He wanted to take over. God, as punishment for that, kicked him out of heaven. And when he left heaven, he took a third of the angels with him. And those angels are what we know now as demons. So that's where evilness comes from if you are a religious person. If you are not a religious person, you still can identify evilness. And, who knows where evilness comes from? Maybe it is from the Christian religion, Judeo-Christian religion, or maybe it's just the way it happens. Some people are just born bad, or it could be nature versus nurture. However you identify evilness, it comes from somewhere. And narcissists come from somewhere too. They're evil. So if you can identify goodness, and there is goodness in the world. Goodness is kindness, love, joy. You can feel goodness. You know when you're around a good person, So if you can measure goodness, you have to be measuring it against some standard. So if there's goodness in the world, there's also evilness in the world. And that's what narcissists are. That's who they are. So evil people are profoundly immoral and wicked. So here are some of the associated traits of a narcissist: unbalanced behavior, anger, revenge, hatred, psychological trauma, selfishness, ignorance, neglect. Here are some warning signs of an evil person. They enjoy the misfortune of others. They have control issues. They are liars as a lifestyle. You don't feel comfortable around them. They lack remorse, right? No empathy. They're cruel and they refuse to accept responsibility. Narcissism and evilness are the same thing. Narcissists are evil. Now, it's very difficult when you are in a relationship with a narcissist, when you come to the realization that you are not with a good person, because nobody is going to start a relationship with somebody, have children with somebody that they believe is an immoral, evil, terrible person. When you first start a relationship with a narcissist, the narcissist gets to know you, but you do not get to know the narcissist. You think you are, but they are actors. They are acting a part. And the part they're acting is they want you to believe that they are somebody that they're not. They want to take advantage of you. They want something from you. They want to use your goodness for their own benefit. So they have to hoodwink you. And that's what they're doing. When you are getting to know a narcissist, the beginning of your relationship, they are turning themselves into the person they identify you want them to be. They are not that way at all. But by the time you encounter a narcissist, they have spent years perfecting their false sense. They are incapable of change. It's their lifestyle. That's how they get through life. That's how they've always gotten through life, presenting a false sense. So when you first start identifying that something is really wrong with your partner, that is devastating. For so many years, I believed my husband was a good person. I could feel that he wasn't. There were things he did that I just thought were outrageous. But I would always use excuses. Excuses he would hand feed me. He would give me silent treatment. He would be abusive and cruel. He would yell at my kids. He would tell them they were idiots. And I always would think to myself, well, like I would know it was wrong. Like this is the thing, as I look back, I'm horrified by this. I knew it was wrong, but I would always think, oh, he's really stressed out at work, or he didn't mean it, or he's not good at communicating. He would give me the silent treatment, and I would actually feel bad for him sometimes. I would feel like he was held hostage. It was completely against his will that he was ignoring me. He's just, poor guy, he didn't know what to say. He would yell at my kids. Poor guy, he's had a rough day at work. I just couldn't accept that. No, he's a complete jerk. He's an idiot. He's a cruel person. So until you can identify that, you're going to be stuck in the relationship. Because if you're a good person, you don't just assume other people are bad people. And then, by the time you're in a relationship with a narcissist for a while, they have spent that entire time putting on this false sense. And they're good actors. They can act well. And when you believe that they're good people, when they mess up, you use excuses for them, because good people aren't always good. Nobody's perfect. Good people lie. Good people say cruel things, but they feel bad about it. And it's not a lifestyle. It's an occasional slip up. For narcissists, they're never nice. They're never good. The times you see them being good are the times that they are lying. They're acting. They could be award-winning actors if they were in Hollywood. They are good at it. And when good people are with good liars, devastation occurs to the good person. Narcissists refuse to take responsibility for their wrongdoings. They just absolutely refuse to do it. My husband ignores his family. He ignores me. He ignores the kids. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. Do you think she had any contact from him? No. He wants nothing to do with anybody. He doesn't care. He doesn't feel responsible as a parent to take care of his children. He doesn't feel that he should make sure that his daughter has a happy birthday. And a few months before that his son had a happy birthday. That a few months before that his wife had a happy birthday. It's not even something that he thinks of. For him, he would say, well, she didn't want to see me, so fine, I'm not going to see her. That's his attitude. There's no dignity. There's no moral responsibility. That's how it is. They feel bad for themselves. He cannot take responsibility for what he has done wrong. Narcissists do not do anything for anybody else unless it benefits them. So for him to try to have a relationship with his kids would mean that he would have to put them first. For him to try to have a relationship with me would mean that he would have to put me first. And that doesn't happen to a narcissist ever. They're cruel people. One early tell my husband had, and, as I go back and I think back to things that he did, this is one thing that, I always, and there's so many of these things, this is just one that comes to mind. Narcissists, or my husband anyways, was always drawn to evil people. He had this obsession with the mafia. He loved people in the mafia. He thought they were amazing people. He wanted to be in the mafia. His father bought him a house. And I actually talked about this in an earlier video where my husband told me he owned a house, but actually his father bought the house. So he lived in this house. He specifically chose this house because it was near somebody that used to be in the mafia that he identified with, that he liked. He would talk about this person all the time. And it was very strange to me. I couldn't understand it. On one level, I would think, all right, well, I've read books about serial killers, or I've read books about bad people, and that doesn't make me bad. I don't want to be like them. It just sometimes things are interesting. But that was all he read. It was his complete identity. He wanted to be just like these people. When he went to college, his father moved some of his stuff into my husband's bedroom, and my husband found this book his father left there, and it was about how to hide money from the authorities. And he talked about how that was wonderful, how awesome that was, how he really admired his father. This is who they are. They identify with bad people. They are bad people. They just don't want you to know that they're a bad person. So the reality for you when you're with a narcissist is it's good and bad when you identify that they're a bad person, because it's horrible, because it makes you feel duped. You were duped. You were taken advantage of by somebody, and the shock is outrageous. I've known this about my husband for over a year now, and I still can't wrap my head around it. I can't believe that somebody can be this evil. When it's a day like yesterday, and I just want to spend the day with my daughter and be with my daughter. It's her birthday. I adore her. I adore my son. I want to be with them, do things with them. Literally nothing but death or jail could keep me from my children. But for my husband, he hasn't seen them going on 4 months now. He doesn't care. He doesn't have a desire to make sure their needs are met. He doesn't want to make sure that they're doing well. It doesn't matter. He dumps everything on me. I have to handle everything with the kids, everything with the house, everything about everything. Well, he just lives literally in his car. He is a sick, demented, evil person. So it's shocking. It's horrible when you realize the truth about somebody that you love, but it's also, there is a silver lining in it, because it's your wake-up call. It's when you are aware of the reality. And when you're aware of the reality, that's when you can start to break free, because there is no future with somebody who is evil. A good person is not going to be satisfied, is not going to be happy with the evil person. So it's horrible. It's a nightmare in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it's your wake-up call. So I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I try to make videos 3 times a week. I hope everybody's doing well and that you have a wonderful day. Thank you.